back to the channel. This your boy Jay Reed for Jay Reed's Love of Cars. So what we're going to be doing today is installing this $10 windshield banner on the Corvette. It's $10. So if I mess up, I mess up. In fact, because it's $10, it probably won't even work good. We are going to put it right across the front. So the first thing I need to do is try to clean up the windshield a little bit, and before I put the banner on. But first, let me show you. Ooh, that's paint though. Let me show you what the banner looks like. I don't even remember myself. So we got it out. I think I got this off eBay. I don't remember. So it's all white. I thought some of it was red, but that don't look like no red is in there. So it's going to be an all white Corvette banner right up at the top. And the key to getting these to look right is making sure you get your measurements right, making sure you get the window clean, and making sure you smooth out any bubbles, which is not necessarily the easiest thing to do. So, as I said, we want to make sure this windshield is clean so we can make that happen. So let's dive right into that. So we're going to use the ammonia-free Windex and see if we can get clean. So really the main purpose of that is you want to take any type of grease off, any dirt and grime and all of that type of shit off the windshield. Because you want it to look as good as possible. So the next thing you're going to need is one of these. They call it a squeegee. It's not really a squeegee, but this is what you're going to need to get all the bubbles and stuff out of it. Same thing you would use if you were trying to put on a wrap, vinyl wrap. Now I need to find some tape, and I need to find a bottle with just water in it. I hadn't looked at the instructions yet, but a lot of times you put water down first to make it go on a lot easier, and so you can pull it up if you need to. I need tape, and I need to measure the windshields to make sure that I get each side the correct length. You don't want to fuck that up. So this setup actually came with instructions. Boom, a card. So that's always good. So again, it says spray the area, leave it damp. Carefully peel off the backing layer of the decal. Only the vinyl decal and transfer tape should be remain. Apply your decal on the desired location. Rub it out. Remove the transfer layer by peeling it off, starting from the corner. So the next part is, which is really one of the most important part, is make sure that you peel off the right thing, which is the backing layer. So since I'm not a big fan of measuring, first thing I like to do, well, not the first thing, but when I'm putting these on, I'll tape it to the windshield and eyeball center it. So this one looks like it needs to come that way, maybe just a hair. And once I have it centered, I'll put tape where the edges should be, and that way it'll be straight, going this way and also going this way on the sides. So let me move this, maybe a hair. I can already see that the top part, I need to bring it down some. The top part, it needs to come down first of all. And so let me get that, and let me center that as well. Okay, so here's my getaway of doing this. Put a piece of tape where the top is going to go, put a piece of tape where the side is going to go at the exact angle. I did the same thing for the other side. So when I unravel it, the backing, it should be exactly where I need it to be. So now there's nothing left to do but put this on here and see if I wasted 10 bucks. So let's do that. So we got it stuck on here. It ain't perfectly straight, but now it's stuck. So it is what it is. So now we're gonna smooth it out with my squeegee and make sure there ain't no bubbles in here. I want no bubbles. I can deal with it being a little bit not straight, but I cannot deal with the bubbles. I may rip this shit off anyway because it may not even look good. And I can already see that there's no bubbles. So now, let's pull it off. I'm gonna pull it real slow at the letters because you don't want to mess them up. You don't want to pull the edges. So I kind of like when I get to the edges, kind of pull it at an angle like that. Look. Let's go to the other side. This was actually a pretty good decal compared to some of the other ones I've bought. Go to the other side. I really like red for the contrast, but I didn't see a red one, so we went with white. I'm just glad there's no bubbles, because the bubbles are a nightmare to get off. So we got the Corvette on there. What does that look like, folks? Does that look straight? Does it look straight enough? Should be 2 inches on both sides or close to it. Seems like the E kind of coming down a little bit. I could fix that by peeling up that one letter, but let's leave well enough alone. So there you have it. Now we'll take that off. Take the tape off my damn window, because that's Gorilla Tape. We don't want to leave that on there. Get that off. And if we do have some bubbles, now that we've taken the top part off, now is the time to run. So like there's a, I don't know if you can see it, but there's one right there. So let's see if we can run that motherfucker away the best we can. This is a pretty good quality banner actually, because there's hardly any bubbles. You can always tell. I usually judge, can keep the camera focused on what I'm doing. I usually judge the quality of these by the number, by the application. It's either that or maybe I'm just getting a little better at it. But there aren't many bubbles. And what you can do to get these bubbles out, get you like a razor and use the very tip of it and just slightly put a hole in that bubble, which is what I might do with these since I don't have that many. You put a slight little hole in it and then press it down with your finger. See, look, I don't see no bubbles. So that itself is a win. Huh. Does it help the appearance? Yeah, I like it. It's a cheap mod that you can do rather quickly. It's probably taking me about 30 minutes to do. The E is kind of getting on my nerves. The E is kind of getting on my nerves, but we're gonna let it roll like that, folks. We're gonna let it roll like that. So what I'm fixing to do now is find any little bubble, try to roll it out. And if that don't work, put a very small cut in the center of it and flatten it out like that. Just let the air out that way. But I'm not seeing very many. So we may be good to go. I'll probably get that one right there. Then I can probably get that one out just by doing this. Look at that, boom, leaving. It just takes a little time to get the bubbles out. In fact, I'm not gonna even use a razor. I'm just gonna take my time and get these out with the edge because they're coming out pretty easy. Shout out. So if you're looking for a cheap banner, I'll put a link down in the description because they make them for, I'm sure they make them for any car, but this one is particularly for the Corvette. So this side is about, if we do it right at the angle, a little over 2 inches, maybe about, we'll just say, I'm trying to do it right at the angle. That's right at 2 inches. Other side is probably a little bit less, so it's slightly off by the ever slightest amount, maybe a couple millimeters. So I can tell it'll probably get on my nerves eventually, especially when I put it out in the light. But for right now, we are going to leave it at it as is. Let me know what y'all think about it. If I should leave the Corvette windshield decal on or take it off. Long story short, if you're thinking about doing this, as you can see, it's a very simple, inexpensive mod that you can do to your car that'll help a lot. You know, if you're going for that certain look. If you don't want that look, then don't do it, as with anything else. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget, this your boy Jay Reed for Jay Reed's Love of Cars. Peace.